It started like every other love and hip-hop rumor. Until it didn't, this time. The whispers hit too close to home. Yandy Smith, the woman who built her entire brand on loyalty, love, and holding her man down, was trending for a reason that made the internet stop. She had reportedly filed for divorce from Mendeecees Harris. And the reason? A court scandal involving Tamar Braxton that nobody saw coming. The question that kept echoing across social media was simple: did Tamar's lawsuit destroy one of the most admired marriages in reality TV history? When news first broke that Tamar Braxton had filed legal paperwork against Mendeecees, claiming inappropriate behavior during a supposed business meeting, it hit like an earthquake. No one knew what to believe. Mendeecees, the man who once stood on TV promising change, fatherhood, and redemption, was suddenly being painted as something darker. And Yandy, the woman who had sacrificed her peace to protect him, was left blindsided again. According to insiders, Yandy Smith was in Atlanta when she found out. Not from her husband, not from her team, but from her phone. One message, one viral post, then a flood of notifications. The story was everywhere. She just froze, one source said. Her phone kept buzzing, and she just stood there. At first, Yandy told herself it couldn't be true. The internet exaggerates everything, right? But then came the reports, official filings, screenshots, statements. What was meant to be a small storm turned into a full-blown hurricane. And when Mendeecees didn't answer her calls for hours, that's when she knew something was wrong. By the time he called back, it was too late. Tears, accusations, silence. Then the line went dead. Insiders say Yandy demanded to know the truth. "What did you do?" she asked. "What were your words to her?" But Mendeecees denied everything, claiming the story was twisted, that Tamar was overreacting, that it was nothing but business. Still, Yandy wasn't convinced, because she'd seen this pattern before. She lived this movie before. Loyalty, humiliation, repeat. The internet was split in half. Team Tamar versus Team Yandy. Some believed Mendeecees was a victim of another smear campaign. Others praised Tamar Braxton for speaking up, calling her brave, honest, and fearless. Hashtags exploded overnight. Hashtag stand with TAMAR. Hashtag pray for NDY. Hashtag protect black women. Even celebrities were picking sides. One insider said, it wasn't just gossip anymore, it was a war. Meanwhile, Yandy was trapped in an emotional hurricane. She had stood by Mendeecees through prison, public scandals, and financial ruin. But this was public humiliation on another level. According to her friends, she barely slept, pacing her house, replaying old conversations, trying to remember if Tamar and Mendeecees had ever been too familiar in the past. Did she miss the signs? Did her silence protect the wrong man? Then came Mendeecees' cryptic posts, messages about truth revealing itself, faith in God, and staying grounded. But instead of clearing the air, they only made things worse. The public started reading between the lines, dissecting every emoji, every hashtag, every word. And then Tamar Braxton broke her silence, not with a statement, but with a tweet that sent chills across social media. "Some people you trust will turn your peace into your trauma." That one line shattered the internet. Everyone asked, was she talking about Mendeecees Harris? By now, Yandy was done defending her husband. Sources said she confronted him one last time, asking, "What happens to me if I stand by you now?" And it turns out you lied. Mendeecees swore on everything he loved that he was innocent. But for Yandy, the damage was already done. Her face changed. Her tone changed. The woman who once fought the world for her marriage had gone silent. She started skipping interviews, canceling events, avoiding the cameras that once adored her. Her silence was louder than any statement she could have made. In the background, Tamar's court filings began circulating, pages that described unwanted advances and distressing encounters. Nothing had been proven, but the mere existence of those words was enough to set the internet ablaze. By the end of that week, everyone knew. Yandy Smith had called her legal team. Divorce papers were being drafted. The woman who once said, "I'll love him through anything," was finally walking away. But it wasn't just a breakup, it was a reckoning. The headlines poured in. Yandy walks out after Tamar files case against Mendeecees. From ride or die to done and gone. Behind those headlines, though, was a woman crying quietly in her room, a man losing control of his public image, and a third woman holding back tears on camera, saying, "I just want peace." This wasn't a reality TV storyline anymore. It was heartbreak, humiliation, and survival, unfolding in real time before millions of eyes. And this was only the beginning. Days turned into weeks, but the noise never stopped. Every headline screamed the same thing: Yandy Smith was done. The woman who had held her man down through prison, pain, and public shame was finally free. But freedom didn't feel like peace. It felt like loss behind the cameras. Insiders said Yandy barely spoke. Her eyes looked tired, her smile rehearsed. Even her closest friends said she was there, but not really there. When the paparazzi caught her leaving her lawyer's office in all black, head low under a wide-brimmed hat, the photo went viral in minutes. The caption read, "Divorce papers in motion." Meanwhile, Mendeecees Harris had gone silent. For a man who once lived online, posting affirmations, family clips, behind-the-scenes reels, his page had gone dark. Rumors swirled that he was hiding out, meeting PR teams, planning a redemption interview. But nothing worked, because every time his team tried to rebuild his image, another leak dropped first. Those alleged text messages, late-night check-ins between Tamar Braxton and Mendeecees, laced with emojis that fans claimed were too personal. Then, a blurry hotel security clip said to show Tamar storming out of a room, while Mendeecees followed minutes later. Was it real? No one could prove it. But on the internet, truth is whatever goes viral first. Tamar Braxton never confirmed or denied it. She simply posted a photo in white, captioned, "Peace looks better on me." That was enough to reignite the fire. Yandy Smith, who had been silent for weeks, finally broke. She went live on Instagram one evening, her face bare, eyes heavy with emotion. She thanked her fans for patience, for love, for space, but as the minutes passed, her voice trembled. "I gave my everything," she whispered. "I believed in love. I believed in him. But sometimes belief just ain't enough." Millions watched that stream. The comments exploded. "Stay strong, Yandy. You deserve better. Protect black women." But below those words of love were others, colder, sharper. So it was true? What really happened with Tamar? Because even in her tears, the audience wanted proof. And then came Tamar's tweet. 5 words that froze the timeline. Truth always exposes itself. The internet erupted. Was it aimed at Mendeecees Harris? Was it a message to Yandy Smith? Nobody knew. And that's what made it explode even harder behind the scenes. Sources say Tamar's legal team was quietly building their case. They weren't chasing clout. They wanted accountability. Other women in the industry reportedly reached out privately, sharing stories, encouragement, and warnings. Stay strong, girl. Don't let them silence you. At the same time, Mendeecees was unraveling. Friends said he blamed everyone, the blogs, Tamar, even Yandy, for not defending him publicly. But deep down, he knew the damage was already done. Still, he agreed to one interview. His chance to clear the air. It didn't go well. When asked if he ever crossed the line with Tamar Braxton, his eyes started off camera. His hand twitched. His tone cracked. People lie. People exaggerate. It was business, that's all. Clips from that interview flooded TikTok and Twitter. Body language experts dissected every movement. Some said he looked guilty. Others said he looked broken. Either way, it didn't matter. The internet had already chosen sides, and Yandy Smith, she wasn't watching. She was healing in silence. Insiders said she focused on her kids, on her brands, on rebuilding what the storm had scattered. When fans asked why she wasn't clapping back, her friend answered softly, because peace doesn't post. Weeks later, official court documents surfaced online, stamped, dated, and real. Yandy Smith Harris versus Mendeecees Harris petition for divorce. Reason: irreconcilable differences, emotional distress. The internet gasped. This wasn't rumor anymore. This was final. People started posting old clips of Yandy and Mendeecees laughing on love and hip-hop. Moments of joy that now looked like memories of two people trying to hold on. Comments read like eulogies. "We watched them fight for love and lose. This hurts more than any storyline." As the papers circulated, Tamar Braxton appeared on a daytime talk show, calm, poised, dressed in soft beige. She didn't name names, but every word hit like thunder. "Sometimes silence protects the wrong people," she said quietly. "I'm not here to destroy anyone. I'm here to reclaim my peace." The audience rose to its feet. Online, the clip hit millions of views within hours. For many, it was the moment Tamar won back her power. For others, it was the final nail in Mendeecees' reputation. By then, Yandy had made peace with her decision. She posted one final message. "Sometimes endings are blessings in disguise. No shade. No anger, just closure." But the story wasn't finished. A leaked audio recording surfaced soon after, allegedly Tamar confiding in a friend about a night that left her scared and shaken. Her voice cracked in the clip. Within minutes, blogs ran with headlines, "Audio confirms Tamar's claims." Neither side confirmed it. But they didn't have to. The internet had its proof. Mendeecees Harris disappeared completely after that. No interviews, no posts. Those close to him said he spent his days alone, replaying everything he'd lost: his wife, his reputation, his peace. He told one friend, "They made me the villain before I could even speak." But silence was his only option now. Meanwhile, Yandy Smith reemerged at a women's empowerment event, standing on stage, smiling through tears. "We don't get to choose every chapter," she told the crowd, "but we do get to decide how we turn the page." The room erupted in applause. It was a full circle moment. The woman who wants to find herself by loyalty finally learning that love doesn't mean staying. Tamar Braxton kept her promise to focus on healing. Yandy Smith moved forward with grace, and Mendeecees Harris, the man caught in between, vanished into silence. What began as a rumor had become a cautionary tale, a reminder that in the world of fame, truth isn't just what's proven in court, it's what people believe online. Love, loyalty, betrayal. 3 names forever linked by a scandal that blurred every line between reality and reality TV. And as the lights fade, one question still lingers: was it all a misunderstanding? Or a mask finally ripped off?